Revisiting the Amber Heard-Johnny Depp drama. A 7-person jury unanimously voted in favor of actor Johnny Depp in his defamation lawsuit against his ex-wife Amber Heard. But what came before the case? In this video, we'll be revisiting the Amber Heard-Johnny Depp drama. 2016. Heard files for divorce in May, and a temporary restraining order is issued against him. Heard claims Depp threw a phone at her, causing her to bruise. Throughout our relationship, Depp has been verbally and physically violent to me, Heard alleges in a sworn statement. He has a quick temper, he is frequently paranoid, and his rage is particularly frightening to me. She was living in fear that Johnny would return to our house unannounced to torture me, physically and emotionally, she says. A court denies Heard's request that Depp attended anger management classes for a year and refuses to extend the protective order to the couple's canines. Depp, who also denied assaulting the actress, was not charged by police. The pair later announces in a joint statement that they have resolved their divorce. Our relationship was incredibly passionate and tumultuous at times, but always bonded by love, the statement continues, adding that Heard will donate any settlement funds to charity. 2018. Heard writes the op-ed that is at the core of the defamation action for the Washington Post. I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full power of our culture's hatred for women who speak up, she writes in the op-ed. In her article, Heard discusses her abuse from childhood to maturity. It does not contain Depp's name. At the heart of the article, Heard requests assistance for women who are victims of domestic violence. We now have an opportunity to strengthen and establish institutions that safeguard women. To begin, Congress should extend and strengthen the Violence Against Women Act, she argues. 2019. Depp sues Heard for defamation, saying that the Post article was a ploy devised by Heard to generate positive publicity for herself. Depp also says she is the perpetrator of domestic violence rather than the victim. Depp is suing for $50 million in damages. 2020. The Daily Mail published audio of Heard purportedly stating she hit Depp. Later in the United Kingdom, a libel trial is brought over the British newspaper, The Sun, branding Depp a wife-beater. Depp is suing both executive editor Dan Wootton and the parent company of The Sun, News Group newspapers. Depp's ex-partner Paradis defends him, stating the actor is the furthest thing from a violent person. Depp alleges Heard had romances with businessman Elon Musk and actor James Franco. A judge rules in favor of The Sun in November. Domestic violence victims must never be silenced, and we commend the judge for his thoughtful consideration as well as Amber Heard for her bravery in testifying in court, the newspaper writes in a statement. Following the verdict, Depp issues an Instagram message stating that he has been asked to leave the Fantastic Beasts franchise. I would like to inform you that Warner Brothers has asked me to resign from my position as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts, and I have respected and agreed to that request, he says in the Post. Heard countersues Depp for $100 million in 2021. 2022. The weeks-long defamation trial begins on April 11th with Heard and Depp appearing in court in Fairfax County, Virginia. Attorney J. Benjamin Rottenborn reads the length of Heard's Post op-ed to the jury in the defense's opening statement, telling them that the actress exercised her right to free speech. Depp enters the stand on April 19th and will testify for 4 days. Depp's lawyers provide evidence of Heard's alleged abuse, while Heard's lawyers focus on Depp's previous drug and alcohol use, text messages, and recordings, saying Depp was the perpetrator of the assault. Depp says on the stand that Heard would start fights and exacerbate their feuds. When asked at the end of his 4-day testimony what he had lost as a result of Heard's op-ed in the Post, Depp replied, "Nothing less than everything." Precision Strategies, Heard's crisis public relations firm, was fired at the beginning of May. Heard was reportedly dissatisfied with the unfavorable attention she received following Depp's testimony. David Shane leads Heard's new crew. Heard presents a picture of a guy who oscillated between active addiction and recovery on the first day of her testimony on May 4th, which she says made it difficult to sustain the relationship. Heard claims that while on vacation with Depp in May 2013, he performed a cavity search on her in order to find his cocaine. She details other alleged instances of abuse, including the first time Depp reportedly punched her. On May 24th, Heard's team will put its case to rest. Depp's counsel has asked Circuit Court Judge Penny Azkarate to dismiss Heard's unsuccessful countersuit. Depp will be back on the stand on May 25th. It's absurd to hear horrific claims of violence, sexual violence that she's attributed to me, that she's accused me of, Depp said of listening to Heard's evidence. I don't think anyone appreciates having to rip yourself open and disclose the truth, but there are times when it's simply necessary because things have gotten out of hand. Horrible, ridiculous, humiliating. ludicrous, painful, savage, unfathomably cruel. Cruel, and all of it is untrue. All of it is false. The jury renders its decision on June 1st. The jury unanimously decides that Heard defamed Depp and awards him $5 million in punitive and compensatory damages. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you with another interesting video